There's a small pressure point just above your tailbone that ancient healers believed could control a man's entire life force. Sounds strange, right? But here's the kicker. Modern research is starting to show they may have been onto something. Because when older men stimulate this one spot before bed, some report firmer, faster erections. Sometimes within minutes. You've probably never heard of it. Most doctors never mention it. But this forgotten nerve point just might be one of the most overlooked switches for reviving male vitality after 60. By now, you already know the symptoms: weaker erections, less desire, fatigue that won't go away, and that frustrating sense like your body just isn't responding the way it used to. For over half of men by age 60, this is normal. But normal doesn't mean natural. It doesn't have to be permanent. Because these issues, from slow blood flow to weak erections to poor energy, often come from a system that's slowly shutting down. Blood isn't moving well. Hormone signals get stuck. And nerve pathways that used to fire instantly start going quiet. At the center of it all is your circulation system, especially in your pelvic region. When blood can't reach the right areas, erections fade. Muscle tone shrinks. Even your prostate can become inflamed from stagnation. But what few men realize is that this decline isn't just physical. Your nervous system controls arousal. It manages blood flow. It tells your hormones when and how much to release. And it has its own switches. Turn those back on, and the rest may follow. Ignoring this leads to more than just bedroom issues. Poor circulation and nerve signaling can also lead to fatigue, sleep trouble, even higher risk of prostate disease. And all of that may start improving when you target one small point at the root of it all. It sounds simple, but stay with me. Because what we're talking about today, this one nightly habit, takes less than 60 seconds. And it may be the easiest thing you try all year. New studies are pointing to a specific nerve area just above your tailbone, a place ancient Chinese medicine called the Mingmen. That translates to gate of vitality. It's been used for centuries in practices like acupuncture and qigong. And while ancient explanations often focused on life force energy, modern science is discovering a very real effect behind the tradition. For starters, blood flow is everything when it comes to male performance. Erections depend entirely on circulation. In your 20s, blood rushes easily through open vessels, but over time, arteries stiffen, tissues shrink, and the vessels that once opened automatically need extra help. Many men notice signs like loss of morning wood, which is one of your body's best indicators of circulation health. Others feel weaker during arousal or notice their stamina fading away. Unfortunately, most men are offered one solution: pills. But those pills don't fix the core issue. They don't retrain your nervous system. And they don't restore the dormant signals that once sparked your arousal in seconds. That's where this overlooked point, the Mingmen, comes in. It sits in a dip between your lower spine bones, just above the tailbone. Anatomically, it aligns with the second lumbar vertebra, often referred to as GV4 in acupuncture charts. Ancient Chinese texts claimed this area governs kidney energy, which, in Western terms, is closely related to adrenal glands, testosterone production, and recovery systems. When this point is gently stimulated, especially before bed, strange things can happen. Men report feeling warmth in the pelvic area. Some feel relaxed yet energized. And a few say they experience spontaneous erections shortly after. That's no accident. Modern studies from journals like the Journal of Traditional and Complementary Medicine now confirm that this point, when stimulated, can activate your parasympathetic nervous system. That's the part responsible for rest, recovery, and arousal. One research team found that applying gentle pressure to GV4 increased blood flow to the lower abdomen. In some cases, hormone levels began to stabilize. In others, sleep quality improved, further boosting testosterone production. This isn't just theory either. Real-world stories mirror the data. Take Tom, for example. He's 67, a former high school coach, now retired. Still active, but frustrated. He told me he hadn't had a proper erection in over 2 years. Not from lack of interest, but from feeling disconnected from his body. His doctors did screenings, offered some options, recommended the little blue pill, but Tom didn't like the side effects. Instead, He came across a small mention of the Mingmen point in an article about somatic healing. Figured he had nothing to lose. So each night before bed, he lay on his side. Found that soft dip above his tailbone, not quite on bone, not deep into muscle. He pressed gently with 2 fingers, small circular motions. Just 1 minute. Some nights, he added a heated towel for warmth. The first week? Not much. But by the second week, something started happening. Tom said he woke up with stiffness again. Not in his back. Somewhere else. And by week 3, his arousal returned faster. He noticed more energy. Sleep felt deeper. He didn't feel 20 again, but he felt alive. What changed? Not his diet. Not his meds. Just one new practice, rubbing this one point every night before bed. The Mingmen, or GV4, isn't a magic button, but it might be a reset switch. Unlike pills, this kind of acupressure works with your body's natural systems. No chemicals, no disruptions, just a reminder to your nervous system you're still alive, still capable, still a man. And when done consistently, this nightly stimulation appears to help in 3 main ways. First, it increases blood flow. You may feel warmth or tingling around your lower pelvis. That's good. Second, it activates parasympathetic, nerves the system responsible for safety, recovery, and intimacy. When you're always stressed, this part goes dormant. This helps turn it back on. Third, it prepares your hormones for deeper sleep. Better rest equals stronger testosterone signals. Over time, that alone could improve energy, stamina, and mood. This isn't some mystical ritual. It's a physical act that lights up tangible nerve pathways most men ignore. And it just might help you reconnect with a part of yourself that's been fading quietly for years. That small action 1 minute, every night might not seem like much. But for countless men like Tom, it's been powerful. Like rediscovering a switch they didn't know existed. Now ask yourself what's one thing you can do tonight that doesn't cost a thing, doesn't require a prescription, and might awaken your deepest male vitality? It's this. Rub the Mingmen point. Feel the slow, gentle pressure. Breathe. Let your system remember what it feels like to prepare for intimacy again, to restore, to rebuild. You don't need to dive into strange herbs or complicated exercises. All it takes is 1 mindful minute, because when you give your body the right signal, it already knows what to do. And if you're still curious, in the next video, we'll explore a 3-second trick before breakfast that may help reignite your testosterone naturally, especially after 60. But until then, try the nightly ritual. Quiet, simple, personal, and see what unfolds. You might be wondering, can something this simple really make a difference? That's exactly what Paul thought. He's 72, lean guy, used to work construction in Arizona. Always strong, always capable. But the past few years, he started feeling like things were slipping. Not just in the bedroom, everywhere. His sleep was off. He'd wake up feeling just as tired as the night before. He became irritable. His energy dip hit hardest in the afternoons when he used to take walks with his wife. Now he was too wiped out by 3 p.m. He said it felt like the lights inside were dimming. Then, after watching a segment on nerve activation and age-related energy loss, he got curious. He remembered a story his grandfather once told about warriors in China rubbing near the spine before battle set it connected their energy. So Paul gave it a shot. Every night for a month, just like Tom, he focused on the same spot, that soft dip just above the tailbone. Sometimes he used a jade roller. Sometimes just his fingers. He said the first week felt silly. Nothing changed. But by the second week, things started shifting. One night, his wife turned to him and said, "You seem lighter." That stuck with Paul, because it wasn't just a feeling it was showing. His breathing slowed. His mood softened. On the third week, something even bigger happened. He woke up with morning wood again. He hadn't seen that in years. Now, this isn't magic. It didn't fix everything overnight, but it gave Paul something he hadn't felt in a long time: control. A spark, a sense that his body still responded. And that's the key, because what many men don't realize is that the nervous system doesn't just break down with age, it gets quieter. The signals dim, but the circuits? They're still there, still waiting. And sometimes The body just needs a reminder. Doctors in integrative clinics have been exploring this too. Some now combine spinal nerve stimulation with hormone tracking. One study found that men who practiced gentle spinal acupressure for just 4 weeks showed increased levels of free testosterone in morning saliva tests. That's not conclusive, but it's promising, especially because it's non-invasive. It works with your body, not against it. And think about it, how many other solutions offer that? Pills come with risks. Injections are expensive. Devices can be awkward. But 1 minute of gentle focus every night? That's doable. Now, there are a few simple ways to make this technique even more effective. First, warmth helps. A heated pad or even a warm hand. Think of it like waking the body with a soft nudge instead of a jolt. Second, breathing. Slow, deep breaths as you rub the Mingmen seem to deepen the effect. It has to do with oxygen and parasympathetic balance. The slower you breathe, the safer your body feels. And a safe body unlocks more blood, more arousal, more healing. Third, consistency. This isn't a one-night miracle. It's like watering a plant. Miss 1 day and it's fine. Miss 2 weeks and it wilts. But keep at it, and you may notice that spark returning. Some nights there will be no change. That's okay. It's not about chasing a result every time. It's about teaching your body to expect change. To remember, the men who really feel a shift, they're the ones who give it time, who treat it like brushing their teeth. Quiet, private, non-negotiable. And that makes sense because male vitality wasn't meant to disappear in your 60s. In fact, studies now show that in cultures where physical touch, deep breathing, and energy-based therapies are common, older men remain sexually active, alert, and confident far longer, some well into their 80s. It's not just genetics. It's not magic herbs. It's about staying engaged with your own body, paying attention to the small, ignored signals. Like this one pressure point. One man said the nightly Mingmen routine gave him back the rhythm of manhood. He started sleeping better, laughing more, feeling urges again. Not out of desperation, but out of connection. He went from watching his body fade to partnering with it again. And listen, this isn't something you'll hear from your standard urologist. Not because they're wrong, but because Western medicine often misses the subtle stuff. The nervous system, energy flow, daily rhythm. But for thousands of years, cultures who valued longevity believed in tuning those systems every day. And now, slowly, the science is starting to catch up. Brain scans show increased activity after acupressure. Hormone tests shift. Sleep cycles deepen. Your body is talking. The question is, are you listening? If you've made it this far, you already know the answer. This isn't about being 25 again. It's about reclaiming the parts of you that still work and letting them shine again. Because deep down, you're not broken. You're blocked. And sometimes, all it takes is the right key. 1 minute. One focus spot. One new habit before bed. Try it. Tonight. Rub the Mingmen point. Feel for that soft dip above your tailbone. Relax. Focus. Let your body breathe with the pressure. Let this be the signal. To reconnect. To restore. To remember the man you still are. And if you're ready to go even deeper next time, we'll show you a 3-second morning move that may boost testosterone before your first cup of coffee. It's shockingly simple and surprisingly powerful. Until then, start here. Quiet, grounded, just 1 minute, and see what wakes up.